As it's been for the last few years, Gamescom is all about OLED monitors when it comes to new displays. We've come here to the Krafton booth to check out a range of top-tier gaming monitors from various brands that all feature LG displays, Gaming OLED or WOLED technology. This might be the ideal choice if you're looking for a new gaming monitor, so we thought it'd be useful to go through some of the unique features that these panels can offer and go through the top 5 reasons why you might want to buy a new OLED screen featuring one of their WOLED panels. So let's go and check them out right now. So the first benefit I want to talk about is the dual mode functionality of these panels. So this area is set up to play the new inZOI life simulation game, and the native mode of these screens offers a 4K resolution, so 3840 by 2160, and a 240 Hz refresh rate. And these 32-inch screens are really geared towards people who want to game and prioritize image detail, resolution, and sharpness, as opposed to just raw speed and frame rates. Having said that, the dual mode functionality that I mentioned allows you to switch from that 4K 240 Hz mode down to a lower resolution of 1080p, but then bump your refresh rate all the way up to 480 Hz. So through the dual mode function, you can choose between 4K 240 Hz or 1080p 480 Hz, depending on the type of game you're playing. Now that's something that's currently unique to LG Display's WOLED panels, and it's a really nice feature for those who play a variety of different games, whether you're playing something like inZOI or whether you're playing something like PUBG Battlegrounds. One of the other benefits I want to talk about is the high brightness that these WOLED panels can offer. So they're actually the brightest OLEDs that you can get so far. This screen offers up to 1300 nits peak brightness for HDR, 275 nits for SDR, and that's all possible thanks to the use of micro lens array plus technology. That's the technology that LG Display used to enhance the brightness on these panels. Now they're actually also working on their 4th gen WOLED technology, which uses a primary RGB tandem panel structure that can enhance brightness even further than that. So in the future, we'll see panels offered with 1500 nits peak brightness for HDR, 335 nits for SDR. We've even seen a couple of monitors announced and showcased this week at Gamescom from ASUS, where these panels were featured. Do check out our video that's linked in the description below for loads more information from ASUS's event where these panels are being shown. LG Display's WOLED panels are used in a wide range of monitors nowadays from various manufacturers, and it's a great choice if you're looking for a new gaming OLED screen. The other great benefit of these OLED panels is that they feature a matte anti-glare screen coating. Now that might not be suitable for everybody. Some people might prefer a glossy screen coating, but it is great in an environment like this where there's lots of bright lights because it helps reduce glare and reflections across the panel. So it uses an anti-glare low reflection coating, and it does a really good job in those kind of brighter room condition environments. If you're after a glossy screen coating and you're gaming in a darker room environment or where you don't have to worry so much about glare and reflections, LG Display do also produce a range of glossy finish panels that have been adopted by some manufacturers already. And it gives you just a choice between anti-glare matte finish like these here, or a glossy finish like we've seen on some other recently announced monitors. We're in the PUBG Battlegrounds area, and they've got a range of other top-tier gaming monitors available here that are being used for people to play on and test out the new game. There's models here from ASUS. The other section down here, there's models from Sony. But what these screens have all got in common is that they support a really high refresh rate. So these screens are 27 inches in size, 1440p resolution, but their refresh rate goes all the way up to 480 Hz. So that will give you super clear motion clarity, high frame rate support, and some of the best gaming performance you can get from any OLED monitor so far. The panels have a 0.03 millisecond gray-to-gray response time as well, so you know that they can keep up with the high frame rate demands at 480 Hz. But that high refresh rate is really what drives the improvements in motion clarity that you need for competitive and fast FPS-type games like PUBG Battlegrounds. The other great thing about WOLED panels is they retain their amazing black depth and near infinite contrast ratio, even in well-lit environments. So unlike competing OLED technologies, they don't see raised blacks like you might get in well-lit rooms. That's a really good thing, of course, if you're going to be gaming in the day or under bright lights or an environment like this where there's lots of overhead lighting. LG Display's WOLED panels are certified by UL Solutions for human-friendly performance. So what that means is they're certified for low blue light, anti-flicker and anti-glare. So there's a real focus on user comfort. I mentioned earlier about the dual mode on the 32-inch models that we saw in the inZOI area. Now that 480Hz dual mode can also offer the kind of motion clarity that you can get from these 480Hz native panels, albeit at a low resolution. So you've got a choice. If you want a larger screen that can handle 4K 240Hz and a dual mode, you can of course buy something like the 32-inch screens, or if you want something with a 1440p resolution and 480Hz is all about pushing speed, frame rates and motion clarity, then you've got excellent choices with these Asus and Sony screens. So there you go. There's the top 5 reasons why you might want to consider buying a new gaming OLED monitor with an LG Display WOLED panel. If you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please give us a quick like and don't forget to hit subscribe to stay up to date on all of our coverage from Gamescom 2025. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.